Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, my weekend has been pretty good so far. Not too bad. Actually got some good news this morning. In case you haven't figured it out, I've been staying at a weekly. Um, but it's kind of a weird situation where uh, initially I was told I could only stay for 28 days in this room. Then I'd have to switch rooms after that. But now I was told that they've implemented something new where you can stay in this room, but just you have to check out one night. I don't know. I'm thinking what it is because it's not really, I guess, technically a hotel situation, or they're trying not to make themselves a hotel situation, and they may have found loopholes in the law or something. So I don't know. I don't understand it or anything. But at least I won't have to move. That's basically the reason why I haven't finished unpacking or anything. So now I'll be able to um, um, unpack and get myself settled and everything, which is awesome. So I know it's going to be a little upsetting for little lady for the one night, but who knows? You know, a lot can happen. I mean, that was just told to me a couple weeks ago, and look what happened there. And who knows? In a couple of weeks, that might have something else completely different where don't want to have to do anything at all. So, and even though, yeah, I'm not in the best place to be staying, yeah, surrounded, you know, by not the greatest of neighborhood or what have you. I'm still very, very grateful for where I'm at. Watch, what was that, Friday's video that explains a lot. But, you know, I'm very grateful for where to have been able to find this place, especially with all of the new changes that have happened with even with weeklies around in this area where when they do the background checks, you know, they're looking for evictions, and unfortunately, if you have an eviction, you're kind of SOL. So yeah, I consider myself to be very, very fortunate. I'm very grateful for where I'm at, and especially since I was able to get first floor on top of it, and I also like the room number numerologically speaking. It's a really good number, the combination of numbers. So it's like, okay, yeah, I had seriously considered maybe when I was told that this morning, I will admit I was like, well, maybe, you know, because of course I'm going to have the money for one night stay someplace, and I do have to pay an additional fee to be able to keep my stuff in here. Um, for the one night. I was like, well, maybe I could take that money and go to someplace else or what have you. But after I thought about things and so forth, and I just did my morning reading and everything, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna sit tight because I'm thinking of the bigger picture, just like the one actually, yeah, just like the one card. The I pulled the giraffe animal spirit, and yeah, see the big picture. So yeah, definitely, I'm thinking that uh, I'm just gonna sit tight and so forth. So anywho, so that was good news, and like I said, it's been a good weekend. Um, I did have a really bad low sugar shortly after I woke up this morning. I was like, whoa. Yeah, that was something with to deal with, and I don't know if my alarm went off on my glucometer or not, because I also had the fan going, so it may have gone off, but I didn't hear it. And I remember I was just in a deep, deep sound sleep, and then all of a sudden something jolted me awake. I don't know if it was possum or if it was my subconscious or my consciousness trying to wake me up or what. Something jolted me awake, and I was just like, I'm not feeling right, and I quickly took my sugar. And, oh yeah, I was low, 41. Yeah, that's a bit low. So I was grabbing whatever I could. I grabbed some glucose tabs, and I'm like, nope, this isn't helping very much. And I had some candy in the refrigerator, so I ate those. And I don't remember what all I ate, but woke up and had a beautiful sugar. I think it was like 121 or something like that. So definitely beautiful. Um, but yeah. And I did have a little bit of a flare up when I went down to the office to pay my rent. They keep using this cleaner that kind of reacts with my airways a little bit. Last week, that's what caused last week's flare up because it was really strong. But this week, I still smelled it. It wasn't as bad. And I had gotten, with dealing with the I was supposed to be, I think I was supposed to be on my period. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I was going through some hormone dumping this past week. With going through menopause, I have no idea what stage I'm in with anything. I'm still going through the motions with everything, but unfortunately, I don't know what stage I'm in. And I was definitely going through some hormone dumping and dealing with a lot of upset stomachs and so forth. And I had went ahead and got some chips and salsa. It usually helps me. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the salsa that I really, really like. I like a really good hot salsa, and unfortunately, it looks like they stopped making it. I was even up on the app. It's one I get from Whole Foods, and I didn't see it on the app at all. So it's like, darn, so I had to, I like the hot one. They stopped making it, so I'm kind of stuck with the medium. It works still yet. It still has, some spices in it, but it's not the same as, and I was really craving some Mexican food too last week, some hot, spicy, that and either that or hot Chinese food, one or the other. And it's like, yep, I got to get my stomach cleared out. So, but I opted for the chips and salsa. I like doing the tortilla chips because it helps the corn. Corn is a really, really good fiber to help with upset stomachs, better than saltines. So if you have upset stomachs, like if you get flu or food poisoning or just an upset stomach in general for whatever reason, it's good to keep some tortilla chips around the house. You can grab some of those, and that corn will just get in there and help take care of things. Of course, along with the yogurt too, that I'm always harping about. So yeah, those are really good things to keep around the house. And the certain spices, herbs, or what have you, will also help with upset stomachs. Cilantro is a really good one. Cumin is a good one. Um, so on and so forth. But anyway, the reason why I brought those up is um, one of the things that I have found, like with dealing with allergies or dealing with this, when I with getting flare-ups, if I have something spicy, it can help clear it up. And I seen that in the doctor's office. Also had one of those TV screens or whatever that has the informational slides. It's usually something medically related or some sort of promo or for some new medication or something like that. How they have those in doctors' offices now. And so yeah, one of the slides on there was funny because it was talking about allergies, and one of the things they said, especially if you can't take any medications or whatever, one of the things that helps homeopathically is spices, peppers. So it's like, yep, okay. So I had some chips and salsa, but when I got home, so I was a little bit feeling it or whatever, and cleared me right up. So it's like, okay, yeah, and I'm gonna maybe see about doing my yoga. I know I had to skip it. I've been skipping it here lately, and I really do need to get back to it. Um, but we'll see what happens and everything. I probably will, but we'll see. Anyway, and I still haven't researched as far as the side effects with the new inhaler yet either. I'm very, very hesitant to try that. Very hesitant. So I don't know. We'll see. But the way I'm looking is if I can do things on my own, especially homeopathically and so forth, I'd much rather go down that road instead of pumping myself up with medication. And I was pushing myself pretty good last night with working, like with um, really running around like a chicken with my head cut off, basically. Not just in the car, but also with myself. I mean, just really flying and so forth. And at one point, I had to go up some stairs. I'm like, you know what? Let me try and jog up the stairs, or at least go up a little bit brisker. Let's put it that way. And yay, yeah, I got a little breathless, but it's like, okay, not too bad. That's probably when I might need. And I have tried talking to the doctor about it. He wants me to do every single day, twice a day, a couple of puffs, and I'm just like, what about something where it's more as needed? Because I'd much rather try, but of course, he's going to be dismissive, and I know doctors they get kickbacks, from prescribing things and so forth, especially certain medications or whatever. But I would much rather try and do things on my own so I'm not having to be relying on doctors, but also because I'm independent. And I'm still in the mindset too that, if I just keep going with physical therapy, I might be able to knock it. And after I got a little congested because of things, and also I was in some place where they I think they had a little bit of a kitchen fire, so the restaurant was really smoky, and that congested me a little bit as well. But otherwise, I did clear up a little bit later. I wound up working, I think it was about 6.5 hours. My one nice thing about my car is on the trip reader. Of course, I have to do that for my bookkeeping, for my taxes. But it also has how long you've been working or whatever. It's actually about 6 hours by the time I when because it starts from when I get in the car here and go get gas and so forth. By the time I get done with all of that and everything, it's probably about a good 30 minutes. So yeah, I worked about 6 hours last night. I did 22 trips. That's a lot. Yeah, but I'm determined to make a certain financial goal every single night. So that's what I strive towards. Yeah, when I woke up this morning, I actually woke up a little bit late for a change, surprisingly. But and I was a bit groggy and foggy and so forth. But otherwise, yeah. Um, oh, excuse me, felt good. Getting a little bit extra sleep. I think I also got a Charlie horse because my one leg is a little sore. I woke up with that and I'm walking around a little bit of a limp because of it, but hey, that's another good reason to do my yoga stretches, so that way I can stretch that muscle back out. But yeah, and Miss Possum, she's been running around playing a little bit here and there, and she's really enjoying the new place because she's realizing more and more, hey, it's just us. It's been a long time since it's been just us. She was a year, yeah, a little over a year old when we moved out of the apartment, and I put her through this last 5 years of hell for her anyway. She knows I'm talking about her. The only thing she's having to get used to is people walking back and forth in front of the window. Of course, I keep the curtains open for her. But I noticed last night when I got home, well, first she was actually out running around. She wasn't hiding up underneath the bed. And I noticed the blinds they're basically vertical blinds, these short vertical blinds, and the one blind was out of place, so she was in the window looking out the window. It's like, yay. So yeah, I'm in hopes that we won't have to do that one night, so she can remain settled and everything. But anywho, I hope that, yeah, like I said, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I've been following along on the Official Renovation Foundation Instagram page with all of the stories that they've been posting. Looks like they're having a good turnout. Today, right now, they had the golf tournament happening. I guess there was a winner with the poker tournament last night. It seemed like it was a really nice, relaxing sort of fun thing. Yeah, it really did. And I hope that, and they have some beautiful weather, gorgeous weather for the golf tournament. It's supposed to be in the mid-70s today, so we are rebounding. Yeah, it got real cold Friday night. I had taken my jacket with just in case. Yeah, I had to put my jacket on, and I wore it last night as well. It was still a little bit of a nip in the air, and yeah, I had to turn the heat on in my car a few times Friday night. I think I did once last night, only because I was in an area that was a little bit on the chilly side, and I was feeling it in my lungs. You know, I was getting some irritation in my lungs with the cold air, especially with me pushing myself and running around and so forth. But otherwise, yeah, it's we are rebounding, and we're supposed to be in the mid to upper 80s again this week. So a little bit more on the normal side. So yeah, usually Halloween here is usually like low 80s, something like that. So not too bad. And I realize some people might be like, oh my gosh, that's warm, and this, or maybe even opposite. But you got to realize, you know, we have hot summers here. Okay, so when we get like down into the 60s or even the 70s, it's like it can feel really cold because of it. It's like I realize especially northerners are like, oh, that's not cold, you should feel what cold is. And it's like, yeah, you should feel what hot is. You complain when it gets into the 80s that it's hot. Come here in the summer, okay? There's two sides to every coin there, all right? So yeah, come out here in the summer, and then you'll understand what hot is. Or even worse, go to Death Valley or Phoenix, okay? So yeah, but here this summer was exceptionally hot. I mean, we had all-time record high of 120 degrees, and then the very next day it got up to 119. So yeah, it gets hot here, but usually all summer we're in the triple digits. And then when we do scale back like into the 90s, into the double digits, it's like, oh my gosh, it's cold, you know? Yeah. And that happened to me my first year here. It was an exceptionally hot summer that year. And it was, I think it got up to like 117 or something like that. And and it never got below 100 degrees even at nighttime. And that was what was made it exceptionally hot that summer. And then when we finally did scale back to like 99, 98, it was just like I actually got goosebumps. It was like it was a chill, you know, and I got goosebumps. I never experienced that before. I was like, whoa, this is weird. But it's a dry heat. No, it don't matter. It does not matter. So yeah, yeah, like I said, you know, and it does get cold here. We do get freezing temperatures, even down here in the valley. We do get snow up in the mountains. And it's beautiful. It's really gorgeous, really, really beautiful. It's like looking at a ski resort or living in the middle of a ski resort or something. Well, we do have a ski resort up there on Mount Charleston. Um, but um, but yeah, it's just really, really, really beautiful. And we do, on occasion, do get snow down here in the valley. Mostly flurries, you know. Most of the time it doesn't stick. Once in a while it does. We might even get some ice, mostly because of the sprinklers. Um, but yeah, like I said, we do get down into freezing temperatures, you know, like 20s and 30s. So you know, we have both of those extremes. I realize it's not zero or below zero. I have lived that, but it's still very, you know, two extremes. So, but yeah. I know I've got a bunch of acne around here. I keep getting acne from, and I know it's because of the menopause. I know that. I'm doing my best to keep up with it, but ugh, it's kind of difficult. So, but yeah, weather is beautiful today, and tonight is the concert for Renovation Foundation. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to go, so I'm going to be relying on all you guys and um, uh, the volunteers with the foundation to be posting videos and pictures and so forth, um, so I can at least enjoy it from afar. And I have been. I have really been enjoying seeing everything from afar. I like to check in with my Instagram account when I'm out there on the road, especially with like when it's kind of like a stress reliever for me. You know, when I start feeling tense or whatever, it's like, okay, I'll just, you know, like, especially, you know, like when you work, it's just like when you're working in an office, you know, you get under pressure, or you stress or whatever, you might check in with one of your social media accounts or play a little video game or something like that. Same thing. There's no difference. And when I start feeling myself getting, or whatever, basically when I get that, feel like I have that need to check in, you know, see something. It's just kind of like a quick little stress reliever, basically. Um, but yeah, I was doing that last night and seeing the posts or the stories from the poker tournament. So that was a lot of fun. So, and it isn't just them that I'm checking in with. You know, I also I have a bunch of other different posts or accounts that I follow, and you know, I like seeing, you know, especially spiritual ones. You know, there'll be like some sort of inspirational quote that will come up, and it'll fit right in, you know, with what I'm dealing with or whatever. It's like, okay, spirit, you know. So, but anyway. Um, so yeah, and oh, speaking of spirit, I did post this morning's message. I know I'm not doing my own interpretations or anything. I figure if you all are interested, this could be a really good learning experience for you all with intuition building. And do your own research and see what resonates with coming back. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I did post that, and for me it was very enlightening. You know, nice little reminder. Learn from the past, building that solid foundation. I'm getting that message a lot right now with building that solid foundation, whether it's Four of Pentacles, you know, with the tarot cards, or with various messages that are coming out through oracle cards. So yeah, that is very a very important message that's coming out right now. So yeah, things are, it's, you know, it takes time, like the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah. So it just, you know, takes time, and it's a good lesson in patience instead of trying to rush things all the time. Slow and steady. Slow and steady is that's important. Mm-hmm. Gosh, come to think of it, I'm quoting the cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle that came out today. Yeah, just dawned on me. Okay, I'm half asleep, kind of, or been kind of foggy between dealing with the low sugar and so forth. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, it's gonna be a great day, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. I love you guys. And I'll try and get some pictures of little lady. She's actually asleep in her tree right now. So I'll leave her be. I'm going to go get her some breakfast. I'm going to skip my yoga and um, see about eating. I'm hungry. All right, guys. I love you all. I'll talk at you soon. Mwah.